Hi, my name is Malloy, and most of you know me by now. Today I'm starting with a story. Imagine there's a bank that credits your account each morning with about or exactly 86,400 rupees. It carries over no balance from yesterday. Every evening, the bank deletes whatever part of the balance you fail to use during the day. What would you do? You would obviously draw out every cent or every rupee that you have or every paise that you have. Of course, you would. Now, each of us have such a bank, and that bank is called as time. Every morning, it credits you 86,400 seconds. Every night, it writes off as lost. Whatever of this you have failed to invest to good purpose. It carries over no balance. It allows no overdraft. Each day, it's a new account for you. Each night, it burns the remains of the day. If you fail to use the day's deposit, the loss is yours. There's no going back, and there's no drawing against tomorrow. There's no overdraft. You must live in the present on today's deposit, invest it so as to get the most of health, happiness, and success. My friends, the clock is running. Make the most of it today. To realize the value of 1 year, ask any student now who has failed a grade. To realize the value of a month, ask a mother who gave birth to a premature baby. To realize the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. To realize the value of 1 hour, ask the lovers who are waiting to meet. To realize the value of 1 minute, ask that person who missed the train. To realize the value of 1 second, ask the person who just avoided an accident. Remember that time waits for no one. We have always been told from our young days that time and tide waits for no one. Whatever has happened yesterday or whatever has happened 1 hour back is history. We cannot live on the laurels of our history, and we cannot wait to see what is coming tomorrow because we have to live today. Your most valuable asset in life is time, and that's your self-mastery. There's no such thing in this world that is called time management, and we keep on hearing this every single day, that people doing workshops, seminars, conferences on time management. But my friends, there's nothing as time management. The only thing that you can do is self-management. Doing what needs to be done during that 86,400 seconds that we have in a day. Today, I want to change the focus of the entire conversation from time management to self-management. Something that I personally believe is the fundamental requirement for empowering people and organization success. Management is an essential tool in workplace, but we typically only focus on the skill of managing others. I would look at whether the office boy has given me tea, whether the office is clean, whether my subordinates are doing something or the other which has been delegated to them. How many of us are really focusing on the self-management that we are supposed to do for the 8-9 hours that we are at workplace? Somebody made a very interesting statement yesterday, and I was talking to this gentleman from the US. And he says, Malloy, do you know that globally, it's a fact that every individual who comes to the workplace is smart, is dedicated, is disciplined, is intelligent, he wants to do something in life, but that is all outside of that 8 hours that is working for that organization. That same organization, which is allowing him to do multiple things, which is allowing him to take care of his family, to take care of his necessities, to take care of his holidays, we are ignoring that valuable 8-9 hours that we are at work. And it all comes in from the lack of self-management. We are sitting in our workplaces, we are waiting for time to pass. And once the clock hits 5, 5:36, whatever is according to us or according to the organization that we work for, is our closure time. We pack up and we go. And we go where? To a life, to a world that we think is ours. The most important thing today is self-management. And self-management is that ability to hold ourselves accountable for our work. I posted something today morning, which is slightly contradictory to this. And what I posted today is that we work higher and we work more when somebody is holding us accountable. But that's for work. What about our lives? Who do you think should be holding your accountability for your life? Without proper self-management, many of us will be on that treadmill forever. And one fine day, the calling will come for us to leave this planet and go. And on that day, when I am a body, I'm no longer a name, I'm a body. And if I look back at my life, and I have that ability and I get that power to look back at my life for 5 minutes, I will see that a majority of that 86,400 seconds that I had every day has been wasted. And the only reason that has been wasted is because of our self-management. Because if we don't have self-management, we lose sight of our goals. And when we lose sight of our goals, we cannot effectively prioritize our work. We all have skills, but we are not utilizing those skills for that self-management. Now I'm going to ask you a few questions, and let's see if whatever answer you may have, please take a sheet of paper and write it down for yourself. This is not for me, this is for yourself. Do you really know where your time is going today? Today, when we are locked down in our houses and every one of us is working from home and working in home, do we know where our valuable time is going? Assuming I get up at 7 in the morning and sleep at 11:30 at night, the 16, 17 hours that I'm awake, do I know where it is going? Do we know of that 16, 17 hours, how many hours per week we are currently working productively, not sitting in front of the laptop or not sitting on our work table? How many hours are we working? What are the big chunks of activity that we are doing on most days? Whatever big chunks, it could be 2, it could be 3. And how much time are you spending on those big chunks of activity? What are those top 10 time wasters that we have today? And probably not relevant today when we are in a lockdown phase, but when we are back in our offices and back in our workplaces, and we have support in our houses, what are those activities that we are doing that is 3-4 levels below our capabilities and competencies? What are those things that you could possibly delegate or outsource? Many of us are very happy doing this work 2-3 levels below us because that's easy. And we love doing the easy work. But the problem is that when you do easy work, the results itself will be easy and low. You will never be able to reach those high-flying levels. Do one more exercise. Today, wherever you are, post this session, and this will be again uploaded in multiple places so you can have a relook at it. I just want you to determine what is your money value of your time. What's the money value of your time? And how much has that money value of your time grown over the last 5 years? A simple exercise to do that would be to divide your annual income by the number of hours that you work to arrive at the value of money, time value of money. Now the problem is, how do you calculate the number of hours that you're working? Somebody could be at a workplace for 8 hours, earning a lakh of rupee a month, but could be productively working only for 2 hours. What you do? My suggestion is, take that 8 hours, divide a lakh of rupees by 8 into what, 5 days, 40 hours, 40 into 40, 160 hours, and arrive at your time value of money. Post the lockdown ending, post things coming back to normal, in your workplace, anything now that you do which is lower than the time value of money that you've allocated to yourself, you have to find a way of either eliminating doing that or delegating those tasks and activities to somebody else, because this do not match up to your mandated value of time. And this works very well for organization, for business owners, as well as for leaders. Because the more you're able to delegate the trivial work, the more you will be able to find time to work on the work and not in the work, because most of us are working in the work. Do another exercise. Check out the most common people around you, apart from your family members, at your workplace, friends, etc. And put them on an Excel sheet. And against them, on a rating scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest, give each one of them a scoring sheet, a score of people who respect and value your time and behave accordingly. Many of us have seen at some point in time, a friend calls me when I am in the midst of something else, important thing. And I tell him I'll call you back. There are people who feel offended. And these are the people that over time, we should start distancing ourselves, because these guys do not have the respect and the value for your time. So how do you plan your day? It's good to do this assessment. So how do you plan your day? For us, all of us, it's important that we start having default diaries, right from 7 in the morning to 11 at night. And within those default diaries, we plug in everything that we do. And because the lockdown is not going to end up in a hurry, your family time will be involved. So now you are pushed between multiple time. You have your office time. If you have your family time, you have your work in home time, and you still need your I time or me time. And all these have to be allocated in that default diary. And you have to start differentiating between what is urgent and what is important. Whoever I'm coach, whether it is on a life coach or a business coach, one thing they have to sign up with me, and that is they will not go to sleep tonight before they have listed down the entire list of deliverables for tomorrow. And that entire list of deliverables could be going on a holiday. That's okay, but I need to know. And they need to know. And once they have done that, they have to break down into ABC classification and give a priority. And if our life has a certain plan, and if we are working towards achieving something in our life, when we talk in terms of our destiny or talk in terms of business goals, use those goals that you have set for yourself, beginning of the year or whenever you started the program, and use that goal when you're prioritizing it. Because everything that you do in A category has to be linked to those goals. Then the self-mastery comes in. Then your self-management comes in. Then you will no longer be chasing after time, you'll be chasing after goals. I'm sure you have read the story of eating the frog. This is Brian Tracy's story. What does eating the frog mean? All of us, when we wake up in the morning, we know we have to do something, and that something is something that we hate doing. We have no interest in doing, but it has been mandated on us by somebody else, or it has been self-mandated that we need to do it. Like going for a walk, and I hate getting up in the morning and going for a walk. Eating the frog is all about taking that activity which we are pushing and procrastinating and saying, this is a frog, I hate doing it, but what do I do the first thing in the morning? I will eat that frog and I'll finish it up. I'll absolutely finish up that activity, because then I get peace of mind and I get relaxation. As Mark Twain once said, it is your job to eat the frog. And it is best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it is best to eat the biggest one first. The frog is that one thing that you have on your to-do list that you've absolutely no motivation for doing. And you're most likely to procrastinate on it the whole day. But since you're procrastinating, you will always be in a situation of unease. And you need to get out of that unease to focus on things that you would want to do. Because once the thing is done, the rest of the day will be an easier ride, and you'll be able to get both a sense of momentum and a sense of accomplishment at the end of your day. Both at the beginning of your day and the end of your day, because now you have done something that you dislike doing the most. So how do you spot that frog? How do you do it? It is that task that you have put in last night on your to-do list that needs to move out as soon as possible. And if it moves out, you will feel a lot better. But to move it out, I have no motivation. And it's also that task which probably is jumping on your everyday to-do list. So address that frog. And once we get that self-mastery in addressing that frog, you will see how much more efficient and productive you have become in your life. I also talk in terms of something that we call time boxing. And time boxing is something that has worked for me during my the lockdown phase. It is that form of time management where you allocate specific time to specific tasks. Suppose I have to go and do some housework and I have my allocation of time for my housework. I've told my family members it's only going to be between 12 and 1. Whatever needs to be done, needs to be done. 12 to 1, housework. 1 to 1:30, having your bath and the rest. 1:30 to dinner, to lunch. 2 to 2:30, chatting with family. Between 12 and 2:30, it's family time. So you're allocating specific time to specific tasks so that you become more efficient and more effective. It usually takes some time in mastering this. But once you have started mastering this, it will take you about a month or so. It will take you about a month. It will not happen overnight because it requires a huge amount of determination and commitment. But wait for a month, and post this 1 month, if you're honestly doing the time boxing, you will thank everybody around you who's allowed you to do the time boxing. What time boxing does for you, it oversimplifies your activity. You discipline yourself without compromising on the task list because you know there's time allocation for everything. You see your flaws. We are all human. We make mistakes. We see our flaws and we identify where we are wasting time. And over time, you will then work towards lesser a reduction of the waste time. You can prioritize things based on how much time you're spending and where. You can also see that your mind is forcing you to cheat. And initially for a couple of weeks, you will cheat. And that's human, so don't worry about it. You will cheat. But over time, you will have a lot more control on your mind. And that is the time when you have started controlling your mind, you will achieve self-mastery. And that is the time you can achieve anything in this world, because now the mind tells you that I will do it, and the mind has moved from I won't do it to I will do it. It won't make your work easy. Believe me, life is not going to be easy. It will just showcase your daily timeline and help you position your work. Try it. Anybody who wants to try it, anybody who's here today or anybody who listens to this video later, try it and let me know how it is working for you. So as a closure, I leave 3 messages for you. If you want to achieve self-mastery, because self-mastery, self-management is only one piece of self-mastery. Once you have managed self-mastery, you can manage anything about yourself. Time is only one of them. From today or from tomorrow, what are those 3 things that you will stop doing? What are those 3 things that you have kept on the to-do list for a long, long time? You know you have to do it, but we have not got around doing it. What are those 3 things that you will start doing? And all of us being successful people, all of us are doing some things right and many things right, which has allowed us to come wherever we are today. What are those 5 things that you're currently doing regularly, but probably you can increase it marginally? Increase it marginally more, and you will do more of it. Simple things like reading a good book, listening to a good audio book. You're doing it today. You're probably doing it for an hour. What can I push it to 1 hour, 15 minutes? Can I push it to 1 hour, 20 minutes? Do these 3 things, take this action. You have done your self-assessment. Go back and check the video if you have any doubts. If you have any queries that you have, you can always reach out to me. But once you do this, I can assure you, personal experience, not only with my life, but with coaching in the last 2 months, multiple business owners and multiple people on their life coaching Design the Destiny program. This works. And your life will now be in your control. Thank you very much. In case there are any questions out here on the chat box, you can put it on the chat box, or you can reach out to me at any time later. My numbers are all here. I'm available on call and WhatsApp on this number. Thank you so much, guys. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Be good to yourself. And get some self-mastery in. Thank you so much.